It's recording right now. Take it away.
Excelente. Okay, perfect. See, I knew that. I was just testing you. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for getting on this leadership call. I know this is locker room talk for people who are already a part of Iron Markets Live. But before I do that, I would like to say, give my extended thank you and tell this young lady how proud I am of everything that she's done for the team, for the Rich University team, the Iron Markets Live family, and everything she's done. Her leadership speaks for itself. She's actually one of the best leaders I've seen in my time and space, in my 20 years, so to speak, in the industry and network marketing. Just a young lady who doesn't take no for an answer, goes out there and makes it happen. Really tenacious businesswoman, and just has a go-getter type attitude, things you can't teach. And I just want to let her know that on behalf of my wife and myself, we really appreciate you and your awesome, awesome husband, Andre, as well, too. So we thank you. Honor to you. Okay, so let's move forward and kind of talk a little bit about, ladies and gentlemen, about, why, I started in the journey with Iron Markets Live. And I know this is locker room talk, but if you really want to be successful, now, people ask me how I was able to go Chairman 50, trade, and at the time I was still working 65 hours a week because I made a decision that I wanted to learn this. And secondly, I knew it was no reason why I should not learn this. In other words, I couldn't stop because this had to be the thing that got me up out of working 65 hours a week for someone else, even though I was wildly successful doing what I was doing for a long time. But, the older you get, it's not the money, it's the time that becomes a commodity. So, wherever you are in your life, just start your journey, but be dead serious. You have to have the, burn the ship mentality. Like, listen, either we're going to win this thing or we perish. There's no retreat. Burn the ship. And that's the type of attitude I want you guys and gals on the call to adapt and really go back to thinking like you're a student. It's just like Mr. Daisy Duncan says, I'm so proud of what she's done, as far as becoming such a benchmark to what the standard is in Iron Markets Live of professionalism and just the way she does things. You always have to be a student. And to me, anytime you think you know everything, you know nothing, right? So you always have to be a student. I'm willing to listen and learn because, again, you have to continuously stretch your mind and sharpen the axe. And you have to want to get better and better and better. So how do you do that? For one, being a student, you got to have a big notepad. I mean, literally, if you guys on this call right now without a notebook, you're going to miss the boat because not only from a leadership standpoint, you'll grab gold nuggets from anyone who speaks, especially Dr. China. She drops bombs every single day when she's on the leadership calls. And there's going to be a time and place where your team gets so big, you're going to be holding these calls for yourself, for your team. That's what I want you guys to envision, is being able to say on a Monday night, I'm doing a call with 73 hungry individuals who want to learn from my team, myself. That's the type of mentality you want to have. But in order to do that, these are the things right now that you must do in order to get on the other side. So remember, take notes. Leaders always take notes. So as we go into this, I want you guys to understand this too. As you talk about Iron Markets Live, to me, I see a lot of leaders out there make this mistake. They start to teach all these other strategies that have nothing to do with Iron Markets Live products. And if you have aspirations of going Chairman 10, Platinum 600, Platinum 1000, and you're not tapped into using Iron Markets Live products, and you really are literally giving someone a boat with a hole in it. Like literally, you're not going to go anywhere because every person you bring aboard, you teach them other strategies that have nothing to do with Iron Markets Live. They're just going to sink in the ship. I'm promising you that. So if you go back to the basics, for me, I don't really do a lot of outside trainings about different products. Even though I know them, I stick at 100 with the IML harmonic scanner. I've been doing this since December 2015, going on 3 years now. And this is my day one product, and I use it every single day. And I actually learned this strategy from one of my team members who's made 8 figures using this one strategy. So I don't want to come across like this is my particular strategy. They say the greatest leaders are the best copycatters, and all I do is learn something that's worked for me that could work for you. So let me just put a disclaimer out here first. What I'm about to go over is just simply a strategy. If there's any trades that I say may look good, they're just for educational purposes only. And I want you guys to know that, again, this is just strictly for education. So let's go into this information. Let me pull up the charts, and hopefully you guys get some good gold nuggets from this tonight. But it's something that's very simple. For me, I like simplicity. I'm a creature I'm a creature of habit. And for me, I like to do things that are very, very simple to take advantage of. So I just want to make sure everyone can see this on the screen here. Can everyone see this on the screen? Somebody say yes. Can everyone see this on the screen?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead. We can see
Okay.
it.
Excellent. Okay. So here we are. This is what we call the harmonic scanner, ladies and gentlemen. This is your product. You log into imlharmonicscanner.com with the IML user and password. So what I'm going to give you, Dr. China, if you don't mind, can you post in the chat those the strategy so people can always have it? They can copy and paste it.
Yep, done.
Okay, excellent, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm doing, I'm putting down the strategy down here. Now with the scanner, I use a couple different indicators, okay? I use the Bollinger Bands, which is, as you see, this big wide thing, looks like a big gray cloud. I use a Bollinger Band, that's one. The second one is I use a stochastic, okay? So you want to add stochastic there. RSI is already loaded onto the scanner when you get on there. But the stochastic, I load that. That's what this is here. And I load something called a parabolic SAR. So if you go here and just click on, stochastic, you click on RSI, click on parabolic, you go right to parabolic SAR, okay? All these things are here. This is the parabolic SAR, these little dots right here. See those little dots, look like little stars? And what those do is they actually give you trend direction, okay? They give you trend direction on the way the market is actually moving at that particular time. So generally, some of my trading style may not be for everyone because I'm more of a scalp trader. I know we have some people like longer term trades, which you can use this. Let me remove these annotations here. Okay, so some people may use a longer time frame, but generally when using a scanner and going over training, I always use a 15-minute chart. Okay, only reason why I do that is because with the market moving, it's hard to do a candle on an hour chart or a 4-hour chart. So let's go in here and I'm gonna refresh the screen. That way you get some live happening here. This is all JPY happened, Australian dollar, Japanese yen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for, I'm gonna key in these things. I'm gonna key in my Bollinger Bands there. Key in stochastic there. And I'm gonna key in my parabolics. Okay, there. So now I've got everything loaded on what I need to look at any said trade. So generally, when you're looking at your 15-minute chart, what you want to look for, first off, when you're searching for a currency pair, what I do is I look for something that has a wide mouth to the Bollinger Band. I'm not looking at something that has a real small window at the end of the Bollinger Band. I want something that's wide that gives me a nice range, okay? So I always look for that when I'm looking at a said currency. And right now, this is a good time with the yen and the Aussie because those markets just open up. So what I look for is this, okay? Very simple. When everyone knows what the D is at the top of the scanner, it's telling you it's a sell. If the D is at the bottom, it's telling you it's a buy, okay? So what you want to look for when you look at these particular strategies, what I look for is this. What I want everyone to do is I want everyone to try this strategy in the demo account and maybe do 25 trades, 50 trades, but with every trade you make, I want you to make sure that every one of these questions we have a yes to, okay? Otherwise, if everything is not a yes, we do not enter the trade, okay? Remember, in trading, patience and discipline are two of your very best friends, okay? So what we're gonna do is this, and okay, so now I'm looking at this. First off, I'm looking at the wide range of the Bollinger Band, right? The second confirmation I look for is that the candle break through the Bollinger Band, okay? Like in this instance, we're a little late on this candle. It's already 10:25. So we got the next candle coming up in 5 minutes. But what we look for is not just the wick. If you look at this candle here, you see how you see like a tiny wick of the candle that broke through the Bollinger Band? You see, the reason why that wouldn't have been a good time is because we didn't have any volume of that candle. See here, once this candle would have broke down here, and you have some volume in this candle breaking down, that would be a yes. Here, that would have been a no, so I wouldn't have taken it on that one candle. Here, it came down, broke the Bollinger Band line, which is that blue line. We had some volume in that candle break. So that means that's a yes, okay? The second question I had was a yes. Now, is my RSI stochastic level on a sell, is it right now, was it over 70 and above? And at the time when this candle broke, it was 70, right? 70 or above. That's a yes. So that's a third confirmation, 70 and above. If you're doing a buy, it's got to be 20 and below. Sell, 70 and above. Buy, 20 and below. Okay? That's one of the confirmations I look for as well. The last confirmation I look for, the fourth confirmation is, did the red and blue line cross each other? Okay? So if you look here, when the candle broke, you had the blue line and the red line cross each other here. The blue line actually broke that line right there and started to have a definitive curl going down, okay? That's what you want to look for, is make sure that that blue line is curled down, facing downwards, okay? That's when if that's the answer to that question is yes, that's a perfect time to enter your trade, okay? So remember, we look for, we add the Bollinger Band. Did it break the Bollinger Band? Yes, okay, that's a yes. You put a check mark. Secondly, RSI stochastic, was it over the 70 and above? Yes, on a buy. It was over 70 and above. That was a yes. Check mark. If did the red and blue line cross each other? Check mark. Yes, they cross each other. Lastly, did the blue line cross and facing downwards on a buy? I'm sorry, on the sell, and it would be facing upwards on a buy down here. So if it was down here on a buy, it would actually be facing, they would cross, but you see the curl of the blue line go up here, facing upwards. So if you look at this, if we were to enter this trade right when the time was right, which was a few minutes ago, when that candle broke, we would have entered that trade because everything was a yes, okay? Now, if you go back in history, because you go back and look at time, it'll show you that if everything lined up, you know, the trade would have actually worked out the way you wanted it to, right? So if you look back, every time the candle broke the Bollinger Band, and you see that there was some volume in that candle, you can go back and see on the sell how far it went down, right? But it has to break that line. That line is basically becomes your support, okay? And this red line now is your resistance. Now, when people make the mistake with the scanners, they do this. They see this entry, they say, well, I'm just gonna put in an entry right here. Then they said they take profit here, take profit here, take profit here. The problem is when people make, and I'm just gonna show you what works for me. I don't necessarily have to wait to go from 79950 down to 79912 to make money. I don't have to set a take profit 1. I don't have to set a take profit 2. I could be totally comfortable with catching 3 or 4 pips right here and close out a trade. Then see what the problem is, people make the mistake is they enter the trade with the scanner, set it at take profit 2, and then what happens, they say, man, I'm not winning with the scanner, because you know what? You waiting for the wait to hit the take profit 2, but guess what? You were in profit all the way from the entry on down, and it could have came down just below, just above your take profit 2, and then retraced all the way back up. Well, heck, you was in profit right here. So what I do is I close out a trade. I learned this from a guy that's making over 50,000 a day. He said, listen, it's always best to be out of a trade you wish you were in, to in a trade you wish you were out of. So maybe somebody's actually speaking here. Make sure everybody's muted. Okay. So if you look here, that's a simple strategy. And people say, well, man, what about, you know, what do you got, Fibonacci's and all that? I'm gonna tell you guys something. I am the most simple trader out there, because everything I can see is an eye test. I trust what I see. I see that the candle broke the Bollinger Band. I see that there's a body of the Bollinger body candle broke through the Bollinger Band. I see that these two lines are over 80. I see that they crossed each other. I see that the line is faced downwards. These are things I see. I don't have to take any guessing, anything. I see them with my own eyes, and it's something super, super simple, and it works. I promise you guys, if you use this strategy, it works a ton. So let's go back and look at, let's pull up another currency so you can see how simple this is. And what you can do is
you touch on the parabolics as well. I know that you talked a little bit. I think it was one more point. So we got 4, if I'm not mistaken. I'm taking some notes.
Yeah, when I look for the parabolic is, let me see, I'm gonna pull it up on this so you can see it. The parabolic only just gives you a direction on where they think the market may be going. See, like right here, it says the market is actually still going up, and if you look at the scanner, the actual entry is way up here, they're saying. You just got to use optimal entry strategy. But what I do is I use this more on the longer time frame. So if you go to like an hourly, let's see if I can find the all JPY on the longer time frame. Let's see if we can find a 4-hour. Okay. So this is all JPY on the 4-hour, and it's still, it still says an uptrend. So what you have to do is when you're using the scanner, you have to be able to recognize, you have to be able to recognize where the trends are. Okay, you have to be willing to know that. For me, I'm a scalp trader, so I like to be in out the market cat quick. So if you're a long-term trader, you want to look at definitive trends in the market to see, okay, if it's going down, I don't want to take any open buy positions on the scalp. I want to make sure I'm following the trend. There's old saying, the trend is your friend. So what I do personally is when the market comes out or news comes out, and it could be like in a sale, okay, I may do buys if it's like some news is coming out, and I may catch 10 pips for it to fake you out and go up, but then still go back down in the direction it says it's going to go. So you have to be, it just depends on the type of trader that you aspire to be. But, again, what I look for is those are really my checklist things I look for as far as the Bollinger Band, stuff like that. I look at the parabolic SAR mostly on my cell phone when I'm trading from my phone to see like the trend. But generally, if you follow this, and what I want you guys to do in demo account, I want you to use this strategy 100% of the time. Now, there's been times I've trained on this particular strategy, and there's been time I've trained for a whole hour, and not one of the candles matched what we needed to do. So for the whole hour, the lesson was patience, because guess what? The candles weren't breaking the Bollinger Bands, or everything didn't check out the way we needed to check out. So again, patience is the best thing you could do in trading, is have patience and discipline. So I don't just make a trade just to be trading, because again, what happens is people go out there and they're guessing when they're trading. Well, I think this might be a buy, or I think this might be a sell. If you're not using a scanner to see things you don't see and be able to master using this product, I'm trying to tell you, this product here is 70 to 80% on the money as far as direction it says it's going to go. I promise you. You just have to get good at using the same strategy. Now, my strategy may not work for you, but what I'm telling you is really working for me at a high level, and I just want to pass this information along. So what I'm going to do, let's scan the market, see if we can find another live trade under the.
Let's see if we can find something that checks out with all of the 5 points that we have here.
So, let's find something there. Okay. Yeah, but if you're not really, like I say, really focusing on really learning this, I'll tell you, you're missing the boat on this product. What you want to do with the scanner, if you click this left button at the top here, this will refresh all the top 5 currencies they see at that particular moment. So I know we just look at the Aussie. Let's see if we can find something else. Let's look at the NZD. Okay, that's already, so it's already given the trend. And this goes to show you, the D was at the bottom, said it was a buy. Look where the market is. Mm-hmm. So this product, yeah, the product is your friend. You just got to get to know it. Let's go to the GJ. Same thing. The D was up here, came all the way down to here. The scanner is your friend. You go, and history repeats itself. And I show people when I train people, I'm like, listen, if you go back and look at any of these old patterns, when the market says it's going to go up, the scanner says it's going to go up, it does just that. You just have to master your point of getting in. So let's find the right, let's see. Let's look at this one real quick. Okay. Now remember, when you're looking at a shark pattern with this and you have a double entry, so if you say, for example, you have an entry here and an entry at the bottom, what I like to do is I wait for it to hit the entry 2. I don't like entering when it has an entry 1.
You said the entry that's closest to the take profit when you say the entry 2?
No, when you have a shark pattern, you have a double entry. You have entry here. You have the shark pattern, you have 2 entries.
Right.
I don't get in on the first entry. I wait for that retrace to come all the way down, and I wait for the second entry to get in. Because if you look at some of those patterns, those shark patterns, they always go back and hit down to the deepest entry point, not the first.
When you said, so you're saying you wait until it goes furthest away from the take profit to get into it, not the one that's close to the take profit.
Right. I wait on the double entry. I wait for it to come back on the pullback and get down on the second entry. This will be the first entry.
Catch all them pips.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep. That's just so you know, when you look at the shark pattern, always keep that in mind. Okay, so let's look at this. So let's key in the Bollinger Bands. Okay, let's key in stochastic. Let's just use those for now. So this doesn't have a wide mouth of the Bollinger Bands, but let me see. See, this one here is already inside the Bollinger Bands. It's not a good one. If it's already inside, I don't mess with it. I wait, again, I'll wait for the right entry. And that's one thing I've mastered is having the right entries on things. If you get good at just waiting for the market to come to you instead of you chasing it, waiting for the right trade, let's scan something for the right thing. What I'll do is I'll use this one here also as an example. If you look at how the D was at the top of this pattern here, look at where the entry was here. Remember entry 1? Entry 2 on the sharp, it was all the way up here. See what I'm saying? It came all the way up here. If you look at that wick, you see that, China?
Yeah, I see it.
See, that's why I never enter on the first entry on the sharp. So I'll usually wait for it to go up here. But if you notice, let's dictate the market here. Look how it came down, okay? The second candle actually broke through the Bollinger Band right here because you see the candle ended here. You see that? So it broke the Bollinger Band, and then look what happened here. Came all the way down and hit actually the take profit 2.
Yep.
So this is your sweet spot. You don't have to wait to catch all this down to take profit 3. Yeah. Just catch you 6, 7 pips and get out. Catch you 3, 4 pips and get out. I may do 15, 20 trades in one day, and if I can compound $100 here, $50 here, $30 here, $100 here, $500 here, $1,000 here. Those add up. But the problem is a lot of people be too greedy, wait to try to catch 70 pips on one trade. When you're in profit, close them jokers, man. See, what I also do, what may work for you, this works for me, is I never keep more than 3 trades open at any time. And see, the problem is the reason why people lose is because they may go into a trade and say, for example, you got in here, you got in right here on your entry, right? And it went way up here, so now you down. So you're like, look, I'm gonna put in another position here. I'm gonna ride that joker all the way back down. What if it keep going up? You know what I'm saying? So what you have to do is just stick to no more than 3 trades open at any time. Anytime, no more than 3 trades. And what you do is you have a maximum amount that you're willing to risk. I'm gonna give you an example.
Hold on 1 second, Lawrence. Let me get you back in. Hold up. I was trying to mute out. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what you have to do is you have to have a number figure in your mind. Is like, what is your total risk? So if you're in 3 trades, what is your total risk? I'll give you an example. I never have more than 20.00 in total lot sizes out. Now I have a bigger account. So if I'm in one trade, there's a $15 lot size. The other trades will be no more than $5 combined. So I may be $2.50. It could be $4, $1. But I never, ever, ever have more than $20 at any time, any open time on 3 trades total. Okay. That way, I'm not putting in a $10, $10. All those trades goes the other way, and now you're in super drawdown. You see what I'm saying? Now, for me, this may not work for you, but I'm just telling you my strategy. Okay. For me, I have a bigger account, so I don't trade with stop losses. Okay, this is just me. I don't trade with stop losses because a lot of times, how many times have you put a stop loss in, it go up and hit your stop loss and then go the direction you wanted it to, right? So the market makers sometimes when it gets slow, they look to go stop loss hunting, trying to, because, you know, again, brokers, keyword is broke, right? They want to keep you broke. So what I do is I don't trade with stop losses. So I know what my risk is. So I could be down. I'll give you an example. I was in one trade for 3.5 weeks. I didn't lose. I only lost one or two trades the last 4 weeks, one or two trades. And those were minimal trades, like $13 to $15.
Wow, that's crazy. Because I happened to get a screenshot from you, and I know we can't get into all that, but I was like, what? That's why I say you got to get you on this call, because
well, I'll show people. I'll show people in a second on my phone, because I usually make most of my trades to my phone. What I do is I use the scanner, but I'll make all my trades with my phone. Okay, gotcha. So I have the scanner up, but I got my cell phone up, and I'm looking to make trades. So if you look at here, this actually broke the Bollinger Band, went down to take profit one. And a lot of times what you can do is you can rock this one trade all day. You can rock this one currency pair all day. So it goes down here, you close it out. Guess what? It's going to retrace, because now the red line is your support. This is your resistance, and this is your support, right? So what happens, it comes down, it's going to hit this. It's going to go back up. It's going to hit this. It's going to go back up. And guess what? Third time.
It's bouncing off that line, too. I'm looking at it. It penetrates with the wick a little bit, but the body stops right at that middle of the Bollinger Band line as a retracement and bounce back to the top.
Generally, the third time, it breaks through. So, you see what I'm saying? So you look at here, one, you could have actually put in a buy right here, because once it hits the line, it's going to have some resistance, right? Boom, you go into a buy right here, catch you 3, 4, 5 pips. Boom, put in a sell, catch you 3, 4, 5 pips. Put in a buy, catch you 3, 4, 5 pips. Put in a sell, catch you 3, 4, 5 pips. On one currency pair, you can rock that joker all day. You can rock that all week. One currency pair and make a ton of money.
I know some people, Lawrence, that's their strategy. Like, they only rock with one. In fact, when I first got on board, I remember Tamara always talking about the USDJPY.
That was her Michael Jordan fadeaway jump shot.
That one early in the morning, that was her pair, and it was done. Like, when you get familiar with those pairs and you know how they move, it could take you straight to the bank. Guys, I want to just say this. I know that there's a lot of strategies out there. One of the things that I could appreciate about what Lawrence is talking about is that this is the money. This is the tools that banks are using. This is the tool that really allow iMarkets Live to really open up its doors. This is the flagship tool right here. I'm not going against the Almighty Scanner for nothing. That's just me. Because it gives you the opportunity to really get into this space. So look at all that money right there on that wide mount. I see where it was wide. You could have caught it going up and down. That's nice. See, it's narrow now, but I'm talking about back in the history where it was wide.
Look at this. Look at this. On this pair here, the CAD JPY on XM.com, right? CAD JPY. The candle was here. You see the entry. You got the Bollinger Band. Candle broke through. You got some volume in that candle in the Bollinger Band. That would have been here at 86222. Now it's down here, 86175. You could have made some money just when it broke that Bollinger Band. You have the money shot right down here to this line here. That's going to be your first line of resistance. You see what I'm saying? So if you notice, when you get some of the volume breaks of the Bollinger Band, some of the volume in that candle, boom, and everything lines up. Look, stochastic levels was right. The blue line cross each other. The blue line was facing downwards.
Right.
That's all yes.
So this is one, we're a little late, but this is a potential one to hop in at least into that resistance line or to the TP1.
Exactly.
So if y'all want to try it out in demo account, this is for educational purposes only. I know some of y'all going to do whatever y'all want, but based on the optimal entry in the 5-point strategy, it checks out.
I'm gonna show you this too. Hold on a second. This will show you. Download. I hope all you guys have. Let me see. Can you make me the bigger picture on here?
You are.
Okay. So download this currency heatwave app. Download the currency heatwave app on your phone. It may cost you, I think it's like $10 one time, but download this currency heatwave app. And I'm gonna show you when you're going in for 15-minute trades or you're doing scalping, it shows you when the right time is to actually go in, okay? My internet's no battery. I'm gonna show you this on my phone. So what I do is also when you're looking at a currency pair, what this currency heatwave app does is it gives you multiple time frames, okay, on this pie, okay? Let me show you how this works. You'll key in the 15-minute chart. So 15-minute chart, basically how this app works, the biggest slice of the pie means it's the strongest currency. Okay, can you see that, China?
Touch your phone. Touch it again. Just touch it. Yeah. Turn it around though, and touch it. Keep it turned this way and try to tap it.
Is it too shiny?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you look at the biggest slice of the pie, that means that's the strongest currency at the moment.
Oh, it looks like it might be JPY now, so I don't know what it is. Yellow is. It's getting bigger. It's yellow.
The smallest slice of the pie is the weakest.
Oh, so you want to go against each other?
Exactly. So now, if you're doing a buy, you want to look at one that's got the highest, biggest piece of the pie. So in this case, the Aussie is the pink. The Aussie dollar is the pink. The smallest right now is the euro and the Swiss. The JPY is the yellow.
Right.
Super strong. Yes. Super strong. Yeah. So now if we go back and we look at the chart, let's go back and look at the chart. So now we go back to the chart and see the Canadian was weak and the JPY is strong. Yeah. So now that's telling me what? It's a sell. Mm-hmm. Because right now on the 15-minute chart, the JPY is way stronger than the Canadian.
Right.
You follow me? Mm-hmm. That currency heat wave app is so simple to use. All you got to do is whoever got the biggest slice of the pie versus the little slice.
The JPY on a 15-minute chart was the bigger one right now, even though they're kind of fluctuating kind of frequently. Mm-hmm. So what is that saying though? Because this is calling out a sell.
Yeah, that's a sell because the JPY is on the end. You're selling.
Oh, so the JPY, if the JPY was front, then it would need to be a buy, but because
the JPY is never on the front though.
Right, it's never on the front. So basically, because the fact that that's bigger don't even really matter. It's more that the Canadian dollar is the smallest.
No, it's because again, if the Canadian was bigger and the JPY was smaller on that slice of pie, that means it's confirming that's a buy on this position. You see what I'm saying?
If the JPY was bigger and the Canadian dollar was smaller,
it's a sell.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. And on the flip side, if the JPY was smaller and the Canadian was bigger, that's confirming that the position going in at 15 minutes is a buy. Correct.
Gotcha.
So you can use this on any pair that you're looking at. You can look at that currency heat wave and actually use that as another confirmation on your entry on what you're looking at.
So that's just working as confirmation if you're just looking for an additional confirmation.
Exactly.
And that's how you get into these trades where you're not losing. Well, a few reasons you're not, because I don't trade with stop losses either. So if I can hang on to a trade because I'm not over leveraging my account, then I don't have to close out in losses either.
Yeah, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get one of our guys in our team that does like 50,000 a day. And I'm trying to get him tapped into the web analyzer with this and have Stephen Hooley program this currency heat wave in with the web analyzer. And I tell you, man, it's gonna be off the chain. I'm trying to tell you. So if you use that currency heat wave, if you're not home and you don't have a scanner with you and you want to go into some trades, you can actually use that currency heat wave on the hourly chart, on the 15-minute chart, daily chart. It gives you the full, what's hot and what's not at that particular time. So I usually look at that as well too, as far as kind of seeing, because it's real time, what's the strongest and the weakest of currencies, But this is the strategy. Like I say, I'm not a genius with trading. I'm not the Wolf of Wall Street by any means. But
so was that what you were saying you was going to show us? I was talking about some of the stuff that you sent over. Was that what the heat wave was? What you was talking about, or something else?
No, I just told you about the heat wave. The parabolic SAR was the thing I showed you, gives you direction on the trade. But these are the main things: the stochastic, RSI, and Bollinger Band. Those are main things. And that's what's on the list. The parabolic SAR is not on the list I gave you.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, that wasn't on the list. Okay.
So what you want to do is, in reading these lines here on the bottom, whenever you see these two lines and they're like parallel with each other, don't enter the trade. If they're parallel with each other, never enter a trade right there. You got to wait for a definitive up or down with those things. If you're in a buy or a sell. But when they're parallel and the mouth of those two lines look like this, they're going sideways, don't enter a trade at that particular time, because it's kind of make a decision which way it's going to go. Okay. So just pay attention. Just like right now, you see it's going up. You see the blue line curling up. That's your retrace. So what you can do is remember this. This one currency pair, you can still rock it all day. So you know it's coming down. You know you're going to have some retracing, right? It goes back up. It goes and breaks through the Bollinger Band. And guess what? Same thing. You just wait for the next candle, next entry. If the next candle is not red, it doesn't meet all the qualification, same thing. You could use this multiple times on a daily basis on one currency pair. One currency pair and just play the retrace.
Okay.
See, it's going up. When it goes up and breaks that Bollinger Band, now you set up for another entry. You just wait for the next red candle to break, and when it breaks through, body the candle, break the Bollinger Band. This here is over 70, right? And then the blue line starts to face downwards. Boom, that's where you enter.
Dr. China, may I ask a question?
Hey, Verdita, how you doing? Yeah, go
Right.
right.
I just wanted to ask a question because we do know that if it's a sell, I would think eventually those currency pairs would come on, those candles will come through that, downward through the Bollinger Band. So I know you're saying, Lawrence, that it's going to go, just keep going back and forth, up and down. But I'm just trying to understand, like, how do we know how far it's going to go down into the Bollinger Band?
We don't know, but if you have your the 3-point strategy I just gave you, if everything is a yes, then that means generally about 8 out of 10 times you're gonna be in the money.
So in the stochastic, if the blue line, crosses and starts going up, you're just saying just go ahead and you could take 5 pips if you wanted to.
Yeah, just pip and dip. Just remember, when you're in blue, what I tell the person to do, if you're in blue, secure your profits, move your stop loss up. If you're in a buy right here and you went in, say like right here, and now it's going up, just move your stop loss up just over your entry, and it's totally risk-free. So if it comes down and hits your stop loss, it's a break-even trade. You didn't lose nothing. So you always want to be where you're in a position of risk-free trading, right? So if it comes down and hits my stop loss, that's just me. I just protected a little bit of profit. So I'm gonna still come out, and if I'd have made $10, $10 is cool. But I didn't risk. I'm not at any risk at all. You see what I'm saying? You want to lower your risk. The thing in trading is patience, lowering your risk, and discipline.
I was also going to say, Verdita, if you go back in history and look at the band, you can kind of see how it bounces off the top to the bottom. You kind of see how the bounce happens when it's on a buy versus a sell. That middle still creates this resistance, and it kind of bounces in between there, and it doesn't bounce for that much.
Okay, so this one just popped up on the scanner, the GPB USD. So let's kind of peep this one out. Now, what you guys to do is use a test. I want you guys either do 25 trades or 50 trades using this strategy, okay? 100% of the time, every trade you make has got to be a yes to everything. See, like Dr. China, remember I told you beginning, shark pattern.
Right.
What happened here? That was the first entry. If they entered there, they in drawdown.
Yeah.
Always wait for to hit that second entry. So now I hit the second entry. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna wait to get in here. I'm gonna wait for that Bollinger Band. I need this to break through this Bollinger Band, but I need this candle to be blue.
Right.
So now it's coming down.
Right.
It's coming down. I'm not gonna enter. I'm gonna come in here and try to catch all this profit coming up, because guess what? It still could keep coming down.
Right.
And that's when people make a mistake. They're like, oh man, I'm gonna try to put in an entry here, and I'm gonna ride that joker all the way up.
That's a buy. First of all, that's a red candle. It's good. We need that thing to be the wrong color right now.
Yeah, I know. But what happens is people see.
They see it and they say, I'm about to jump in, and they don't have any kind of confirmation that it's even going in the right direction.
And look down on the bottom. These two lines, they're both parallel. So what I'll do is I'll wait for the definitive move. Like right now, we have about 6 minutes for the next candle. So what I do is I just wait for the next candle to pop up. And that's the thing about it, is waiting until everything is a yes. And that's the thing that may be kind of nerve-wracking for some people, because you may have an hour that you put aside for trading. But remember, with the discipline, it's always better not to trade at all than just to be trading if everything is not checking out the way you need to check out.
Mm.
That's where the discipline comes in.
Let me ask you something.
You're not missing out on anything because the market ain't going nowhere.
Right. This is a question for me. I'm not a scalp trader. My trading style is more longer term. Can we use this strategy with the Bollinger Bands on longer terms?
Yep.
I do like big tips because I'm just not. I'm not in the market like that.
You could use the same strategy. What you have to do is you have to, if you're going to do an hour chart or a 4-hour chart, just make your entry on the 15.
Yeah, I'll do that. I got you. So I know the optimal entry point still, but I could ride it out a little bit longer. Exactly. I worry about the stop loss, but I like to forget it. Put that take profit in, give me a chunk of pips out the deal, and I'm good. I don't have to put in too many a day. I'm good. I don't care if it sit in for a couple of days. I'm good. When it closes out, we still meet each other at the finish line.
There you go. It doesn't matter if you're the turtle or the hare. Just get to the freaking finish line.
Yeah.
And what I want you guys to do is don't feel like you in a race with other people. You hear other people's testimonies and you're like, man, I'm missing out. No, just be like a racehorse on a race, in a horse race. Those blinders. Just be focused on your race. Don't worry about everybody else you're hearing with these testimonies. Just focus on your race with the blinders on, because at the end of the day, you can't cash nobody else's check. We got to focus on our own. So let's keep the blinders on what our strategy is. And if this works for you, I hope it does some great things. I got many people in the team who see this. What I love about it is it's teachable, it's duplicable. You can show this to people that they can say, man, I don't need to learn all this other stuff, but all this, all these other, crazy, hey, what's Fibonacci and all this stuff. They can just look at these 3 strategies and say, yes, yes, yes. Okay, I've got the optimal entry. Let's enter. I mean, it's real simple. And I promise you, this is what I learned from my boy who's made 8 figures using this same strategy. Now, see, Dr. China, we talked a minute ago. It was up here, still dropping.
So just tapped it.
Still dropping.
You know what I noticed when I see this before? I've seen the D move.
Yep.
Like this, because it's still a good setup, but it wasn't ready yet. But I saw it penetrate that red line.
So what you're doing when this 15-minute candle come out and it's still coming down, just wait, look at your watch and say, okay, I'll be back in 15 minutes. I gotta see what the next candle is gonna do, because the candle will tell you the story. You have to just sit in front of your computer all day. You can use the same strategy on your cell phone. Just pay attention to the candles. And if it meets that Bollinger Band and breaks through, that's when you just want to pay attention. It's very, very simple. And I promise you, I've had people catch mad pips with me on live trading when we do this. And I tell people, of course, always use demo when we're doing this, because education purposes only. But this could be something that could help you, because not only can help you with your trading plan, something that's very, very simple, but then also you could probably teach it. Because the problem is this: there's so many people who have great strategies, and other people have strategies probably better than mine. Who knows? But if something is working for you, just use that joker till the wheels fall off. Because what happens, you get caught up in all the clutter of, hey, this person got the ABC, this person got the GOAT strategy, or this person got this strategy. It's like, okay, well, why I got to focus on all that? This is working for me. Well, let me just stick with what works for me.
Exactly. I agree. Hey, Dr. China, Lawrence, can you guys hear me?
What's up, Dawn?
I'm excited because we've actually been training our team members on the Bollinger Band and the stochastics. We didn't add the RSI. So now we'll have the opportunity to add that third confirmation. Dr. Shamarla, one of the young ladies on my team, we've been traveling. We went on tour together. So every time I would train on a harmonic scanner, she would come right behind me and show them and teach them, even the Atlanta market, how to use that Bollinger Band, how to use the stochastic and what to look for. And like you said, you don't have to use rocket science to do this. You don't have to be a scholar. This is not you sitting here drawing a line, marking up a chart, Fibonacci. Like, you can literally just visually look at this and see, do the confirmations match? Do you see the second candle coming through the Bollinger Band? Do you see the stochastics crossing over if it's a buy heading up or if it's a sell, like the red going down? It's really simple. It's easy. And I believe that the harmonic scan is definitely going to help a lot of people make money. Once people get the courage to actually look at the harmonic scan and not be scared of it. And one of the key things you also said tonight was use your demo account. Everybody on this line, people, if you're not trading because you're afraid, practice with your demo account. Like he said, do about 50 trades in your demo account. At that point, you can take off and start trading. Just make sure you use proper risk management as well. So I'm excited. I love this technique. We've been connecting with it. I appreciate you, Dr. China, as well as Dr. Shamala, for even exposing me to the Bollinger Band, because it just helped me get the confirmations that's necessary before you enter these trades and you know exactly which direction the market is going in. So thank you again, Lawrence. Thank you, Dr. China.
You're welcome. I'm excited. I know that Dawn is an advocate for the harmonic scanner, and so am I. I told her a couple of months back, I said, listen, when you start trading on this tool right here, it's going to be a game changer, because really it takes something that people see very complicated and it simplifies it. There's 160 still on. It's after 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That just shows how hungry people are for this information, and to really be successful. And I think at the end of the day, we touched on it consistently on this call, Lawrence. You got to find what works for you. You have to find what works for you.
Let me show you this, Dr. China. So this is an old pattern with the USD Swiss. So if you look at how the market actually went up here, it went up. The red line is your resistance now, right? So what happens is it comes up on the D, it comes up near the resistance, pulls down, goes back up, hits the resistance, comes down, hits the resistance third time, goes up. Now, once the candle breaks that line, same thing, some body of that candle breaks that resistance line, you could think about internet trade right there too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now guess what? Now it breaks that line in the Bollinger Band. Now the red line is your support.
Right.
This is your resistance. Once the candle breaks through the red line now becomes a support, and this becomes resistance. Look, goes up, comes down to the resistance. Goes up, comes down to the resistance. Third time, what did it do? Broke through, came back down. Same, I tell you, the market do the exact same stuff. You just got to be able to pay attention to know what you're looking at. It does the exact same stuff.
Yeah. Lawrence.
Yes.
Lawrence, can you go over real quickly what you just said about it? I'm trying to count the 3 times that it hit. I mean, are you talking about 3 times that it hit the top, or just 3 times up and down?
We got near the red line. So look, the D was here. It was saying use a buy. So we came in, got in the trade, came up near the red line, came down here once, twice, third time, broke through. See what I'm saying? So it came up here near the red line. That's now the ceiling. It hit the ceiling, came down one time. Went all the way up, hit the ceiling again. That's the second time. Came down, third time, broke through. Broke through. You see it? Yes?
Yeah, I see it, Lawrence. This is Boston. I see it. And that was awesome. That was awesome, my brother. I like what I'm looking at, because that breakthrough right there shows us that this is going in a pattern for a buy. So right now you have an uptrend that you can literally ride with for a while before that candle actually, before it actually changes.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah, but don't be greedy trying to get 30, 40 trades. If you're a scalp trader trying to get 30, 40 pips on one move, just get you 5, 6 pips, dip. 5, 6 pips, dip. 5, 6 pips, dip.
Lawrence.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be redundant, but I know that there's got to be some other people on here that are like me. Okay, is there a way you can put an arrow, like, one of that arrow symbol at the places that you're saying 1, 2, 3? I'm just not seeing 1, 2, 3 where it's hitting.
Are you seeing, can you see the zone that it gets into, Verdita, where the candle goes all the way up and it is going toward the red line right there? That's one. It's going toward the red line. It doesn't actually hit it. It goes down. It touches it again. It doesn't penetrate it. Go up for me, Lawrence, to where it goes right there, okay? It goes down, that's the second time. Now it's going to penetrate. It goes up again, and it penetrates through the red line. So the third time, it actually penetrated through. So in other words, every time it reversed, it kind of bounced back with some resistance. It went up again, it bounced back. The third time, it busts through with all the blue candles going straight up. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so that's the strategy. So every single time, it may not actually touch it. So I need everybody to be creative in their mind and understand it. It's just showing you the zones and the range and the strategy that's allowing you to use this resistance band to see that it keeps repeating itself. So this is just a scenario here to show you, even in this one, even though it did not touch it exactly on point every 3 times, it's still doing the same thing.
Let me see if I can find another one.
I got you. The only thing I'm saying is that there are some people that are kind of new on here and may not clearly see that. That's the reason I was saying if you could put an arrow where it's going up every time.
I think for new people,
but I got it.
I'll just say this for me. I think if I was seeing this for the first time, none of it would make sense. I'm just being honest. This is one of the things that you have to, if you're new, just push through and look forward to being able to have this conversation and even pronounce some of these words. I'm just being honest.
Dr. Chang,
you know.
Dr. Chang, let's look at this real quick. This is for education. So you guys can see that everything I'm telling you, it happens just like I'm telling you. So look at this. This is on the 15-minute on the Euro JPY on hot Forex. The D was up here. Remember, we're going to tell you on the chart. Always wait for that second entry, right? See, I broke through it. It went all the way up past the second entry. So if you'd had a stop loss on your entry, you'd have got stopped out. You see what I'm saying? So what you have to do is you have to look at here. The candle broke here. So it actually broke through the Bollinger Band. The second candle finished out. So you can see this is history. So it broke through the Bollinger Band right here. The second candle continued down, continued down, continued down. Red line is your resistance, right? That's where we are right now. Look for this to pull up some. Because this is the first time is hitting the resistance. So you're going to have a little bit of pullback that's going to happen right here, right? It's probably more likely going to happen. And then you wait for it to come back down again. And then generally the third time, history usually says third time, when it hits that red line, it'll break through and kind of continue down. But you can see here, entry, stochastic levels are right. The red blue line cross each other. Blue line was facing down. Boom. Look what's happening. So you wouldn't have to wait for it to get to take profit 1. You could have been totally happy when it got down to here and took your profit. Or move your stop loss so you have a risk-free trade, so you know worst case, you done caught yourself 10 pips.
So now we can look forward to this turning back and going into a buy.
More than likely, this will have a pullback that's going to go up. Yeah, because that's your resistance line.
If you're a scalper, I would say that, Verdita, but I think some people, I wouldn't want to confuse a new person and say turn it to a buy, but based on what he's saying is he could eat off of it going both directions because he's a scalp trader. So because the resistance is showing that red line, it'll probably retrace up a little bit or have some pullback a little bit. And especially with his trading style, 3, 4, 5 pips, he can catch that going up too. I don't want to be,
What I'll do here, Verdita, is I'll go and look at the currency heat wave. I know my next candle is coming up in 5 minutes. I'll go to the 15-minute chart and I'll look and see. Right now, there's a Euro JPY. The Euro is strong. It's stronger than the JPY. The yellow is stronger than the orange. So it's continuously going down without the next candle come out, but I'll see that the JPY gets stronger than the Euro, and that's what I'll think about maybe putting a scalp on the buy. If I did that. I don't necessarily have to do that. But if I was going to do that, I would use this currency heat wave app to determine when was the right time to actually switch it into a buy. You follow me?
Did that help, Verdita?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
I just, you mentioned that some of the newer people will just have to just listen and catch later. But I guess I just like to.
I wasn't saying necessarily listen and catch later. I was just being transparent that I know if this was my first call.
Yeah,
And I was watching this.
I was just trying to, yeah, and that's the only reason I was just saying that I know sometimes when you use an arrow, when you're trying to talk about a particular candle and you're moving around, it just is helpful. That's all. That's okay.
Well, generally what I'll do is I've got some of this training, you know, that I've done I've shown people this stuff day in and day out. So, you know, I have some of the stuff recorded. This is recorded. But what I want you to do is to just tap in and use some of the strategies, because the problem is you got people who will teach all this other stuff that has nothing to do with iMarkets Live products. And then what happens, you get people who start to think they're bigger, like they make a little bit of money trading, and now they want to be the deal. And now they start to teach their strategy that has nothing to do with IML. And now you got people want to follow that person instead of paying for the IML service. You like really just shooting your own self in the foot. It makes no sense. If you keep things super simple and duplicable, duplication means people are going to stick. So what I do when I talk to people, even in sign them up, I mean, look, swipe trades, all that stuff, that's all fine and dandy. Your first month, I just want you on the education.
That's right.
You have to tap into the swipe trades, web analyzer, any of that stuff. Just get on the platinum package. Let me get you with the education, and then the trading will come. But let's get you educated first. I need you to focus on education. Don't worry about taking swipe trades.
If they get the basics down pat, you could at least withstand through some of the terminology and you don't feel so lost. The IML basic training and academy is where you're going to learn all the vocabulary, the terms that you need. And it's a process. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some time and understand that. Because when I was listening to some of this stuff, when I first got on board, I was just looking forward to one day being able to even know what the heck they was talking about. Right. And I just made a decision to push through because the results were, you know, obvious. The education is amazing. So definitely commit to getting the education. I like what you said, Lawrence, about everybody's going to have their own story. They're going to have their own technique. And if you on here right now and you making money and something working for you, don't you be just trying to hop on every bandwagon you see. Like, that's really important to have you. I always talk about your identity and knowing who you are in the market. I know that I'm not a scalp trader. I used to think I was because I thought I could just pick. I hear people testimonies making money. Scalpers was making all this money. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a scalp trader. That didn't work for my lifestyle. It wasn't realistic for me.
Right. Yeah, you got to find what works for you. But you know, what was wild is people want to get in and start trading real money cat quick. And what you have to do is when you're talking to people about your business, like when I sign up people, I'm like, look, Bruce Lee didn't become the Enter the Dragon Bruce Lee in 30 days. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot of sweat equity, a lot of learning, a lot of getting hit, a lot of body, you know, stomach punches, all that stuff, till he became Bruce Lee, right? You're not going to become the sensei in 30 days trading. So you have to understand that it's just like going to school. If I go to University of Michigan and I spend $5,000 for the semester, okay, I'm not going to learn how to be an engineer in 30 days. So in trading, if you put money into an account, this is how guys, I want you guys to think about this. If you put money into an account and you do it prematurely and you lose it, guess what you just did? You just paid for your books in college. You just paid for your books. You're not spending $100,000 to become an engineer. You're spending a few thousand. If it takes you to lose a few thousand, you just paid for your books. You just paid for registration. But people have to mentally know, like, if I'm paying 50, 60, 100,000 to be a nurse, and I'm not even marketable until I get that degree, then you have to be willing to say, I'm doing the exact same thing over here, but it's all, I have to do it on my own. Nobody's telling me I have to do it. So look at it as an investment. See, rich people look at this like an investment. Broke people look at this like, oh my God, I got to pay my $145 this month. I'm like, dude, how you expect to be successful and you crying and moaning over $145? You can't have that type of attitude. So if you don't have that money, hey, turn the cable off. Do what you have to do by any means necessary and stop treating this junk like a hobby. Because anything you treat like a hobby is going to pay you like what? A freaking hobby.
Hello, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How can I see more of your training video?
I got some of it, richguystrade.com. If you can, Lawrence Young on YouTube. I got some, and then I'll make sure I send a couple of the links to Dr. China. Also, if you look up on YouTube and key, because my buddy Tim taught me this strategy. So if you go to YouTube and look up Timothy Holloman, he's got a couple of trainings he has up there that's exactly the same thing that I'm teaching you. It's just more. Some of them are hour and 2 hours of live real trading. So go to Timothy Holloman on YouTube. And again, that's a testament, ladies and gentlemen. I actually sponsored Tim 20 months ago. And he became the teacher and I became the student. So it doesn't matter if somebody has a head start on you or anything. It's up to you what you want to get out of this. If you want to, stay stagnant, or you're not ready to get that breakthrough, or you're not really focused on really learning, then guess what? You're going to have a longer journey. But if you take time and just collapse time and say, look, this is my way out. I need to tap into this stuff and learn it. Then you need to turn off all the TV sets, all the things not monetizing. When people say, I got too much stuff on my plate, what's your plate full of? It ain't full of getting rich. Then you need to scrape that other stuff off. People want to be the best bowler, best ballroom dancer, all this stuff that don't make no money. Take that stuff off your plate and get this education. I promise you, once you learn it, it's going to be some frustration. There's going to be some speed bumps. There's going to be some unsuspected things. But guess what? That's in any type of business. It doesn't matter what type of business you're in, whether it's iMarkets Live, trading, traditional business. Everything has pullbacks and corrections. But you got to stay tapped in. You got to stay tapped in and learn this. And I promise you, the person that wins is not the 100-meter dash runner. It's the marathon runner. So be impressed. Impress me and Dr. China by being in the company a year from now. That's what's impressive. Not how fast you do something. Not how fast you took a $100 account to 10,000. That's cool. Be with us a year from now. Because endurance wins the race. Not how fast you do it. It's the endurance. Because eventually you're going to get it. Eventually you're going to get it. Trust me. Your light bulb moment is going to come. And until you practice enough where that light bulb moment happens for you, where you say, you know what? I'm ready to maybe put $100 in a broker account or $500 in a broker account. But one, you got to be willing to risk what you're willing to lose, right? So until you get that light bulb moment, stay in your demo account. Practice until you know what you're doing. The market is not going anywhere. You're paying for education. You're making the best investment you can make is in you. So you're not losing. Practice, practice, practice until you get, when you get tired of that, practice, practice, practice. And then when you feel comfortable, hey, take the training wheels off. You're going to fall off the bike a few times, but you're going to keep on going.
That's good. So awesome. Lawrence, you've been absolutely amazing tonight. I know we are 19 minutes after the hour. This call was recorded. It will be on the Rich University YouTube page, so make sure that you guys get all the details there. Quite a few recordings are there. This is going to be good. The main takeaway is the optimal entry point, making sure you look at that checklist, making sure that you look at that checklist that he talked about with the RSI, the stochastics, the Bollinger Band, obviously, and just look at this video again. 25 trades. 25 trades.
You said, Dr. China?
I see that. That is 49,000 in profits. Very nice.
That's the last 4 weeks.
Last 4 weeks. So
past results don't guarantee any past results don't guarantee any future profits.
50,000 Chairman 50,000 residual, but also 50,000 in a month in the charts. That's amazing.
That's a live account, no demo. Ain't no friend over here.
No demo, please. That's amazing. Congratulations. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. That is absolutely, and this is coming all from this strategy, right? This is all you focus on. You don't care what come out. You don't care who say what. Some people just ready. They got something that's working for them. They're ready to run.
I don't take no trades. I don't take no trades from anybody. Anybody send me a signal, I don't take them. I follow them. I stay in my lane.
Wow. That is probably the best lesson for tonight. He stay in his lane. He's not taking signals from this one, that one. He's not trying to sign up to everybody's program. He's already signed up with the best tools in the game, man. I like who said this. I think it was Jason Brown talked about this. You got a Christopher Terry, a 20-plus year veteran that's providing you tools and resources and giving you the game. And they want to go and run behind somebody who just found out about trading 18 months ago because they got a winning streak. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen before in my life. I mean,
Everybody's a guru. Everybody's a wolf of Wall Street.
I mean, first of all, you don't even really know what the situation or scenario is. There's a lot of unknowns there, okay? It's not enough time of them being in a game for me to trust them. Trust the system, trust the process. These tools work. And when you got people doing 50,000 a day, I remember when testimonies were coming on board early on with some of these people. They've been consistent. They're consistently using my favorite tool, which is the Harmonic Scanner. I don't care what comes out. I don't care what they say. And I'm not saying that other products aren't great. You might find your way with another product, but I found mine with the Harmonic Scanner, so I'm good. So
Hey, China, can I give you one more gold nugget, and I'll just pass the mic to you.
yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, please do me a huge favor. Stop trying to shortcut. People want to say, well, I see this person doing this. I want to work with them. Can you show me personally? Can you work with me one-on-one? You're trying to shortcut. And trust me, nothing worth getting is going to happen cat quick. Quit trying to shortcut. When you try to take a shortcut, you end up taking a long way. So just stay in the lane, stay in your game, stay focused on what makes sense. Because trust me, trying to take the shortcuts and trying to say, well, this person doing this, let me work with them, and I'm just gonna tap into their stuff. Man, please keep the main thing.
yeah, that's so good. I think that, I try to talk to people about becoming what I call trade junkies, where they just hop from one thing to the next thing. And listen, I get that you want education, but you're already paying for it. That's like paying for Harvard education and still going to these community colleges and trying to figure out what you could learn. It don't make sense. Yep. It just doesn't make sense. Listen, why would you want the watered down version when you can go and get it directly from the source? That's just my philosophy. You may find something that works better for you. You may be able to identify something that works better for you. There is no shortcuts to success. You have to go and get what you need to get out of this thing and be willing to do what it takes. Like, be willing to fall off the bike a couple times. It's all right. It's all right. You can't get frustrated and you in the first 72 hours getting set up. Like, you got to decide how bad you want this. You got to be more frustrated with your circumstances. Not that everybody's in the same space, but you got to be more frustrated with that than learning something new. Tell yourself, I can do this. Tell yourself, I will do this. Tell yourself that God has no respect to person. Begin to get an alignment and an agreement with the word of God and not an agreement with your frustration. I'm just being honest with you because it's work you give the 18 months or beyond that's necessary for you to win in this space.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
This old story, Dr. China, about an old man on the porch and the dog is howling. He said his grandson next to him, and the dude is walking past the house, and the dog is just yelling, yelping, a lot of pain. And the dude walking by said, "Hey, old man," he said, "What's wrong with the dog?" He said, "Well, I don't worry about that old dog, man. He just laying on an old rusty nail." And he says, "Well, why don't he get up?" He said, "Because it just don't hurt bad enough." So some people in that situation where you laying on a rusty nail, and it just ain't hurting bad enough for you to listen and do things the right way. It just ain't hurting bad enough for you to get up and do things the right way. It's not hurting bad enough for you to put people on calls. It's not hurting bad enough for you to get up at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. and get this education. Get off that rusty nail, y'all.
Wow, that's so good. Guys, I'm gonna put this up in closing. Make sure that this event is going to be absolutely amazing. Everything that's going to be talked about at this event is going to be connected to the iMarkets Live products. I'm excited about that. The Women Who Win Worldwide weekend in Orlando, Florida. Tickets are already flying off the shelves. If you have not secured your ticket, go ahead and make that investment tonight. Some of the things that are about to be announced is going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. You want to get the year started off right. You want to give yourself the gift right now. A lot of times, especially as women, we wear so many hats and have so many responsibilities, and we're thinking about everybody else. You want to be a part of this event. It's going to have all of the top female leaders and traders as well as influencers there there in the house, and you're going to learn the best of the best, the creme de la creme of how to take you and your business and your account to the next level. So make sure you go to womenwhowinworldwide.com. Make sure you click on the link to purchase your ticket and get your tickets. You don't want to miss even being a part of the very first Isis de la Torre Award Gala. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So I wanted to put that up there. Make sure you go and get that done. Once you get that done, put a screenshot online. We've been publicizing and posting it. We will have a winning woman every week of the week as well as of the month with newsletters that are going to be coming out. So the community is very interactive, very amazing, and make sure that you get plugged in. This is recorded. It's going to be on Rich University's YouTube page. Make sure that you go to Rich University's YouTube page. Simply type in Rich University on YouTube to gain access to the playbacks of these calls. It will be up as early as tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be up tonight. It has to buffer a little bit or whatever it takes time to do. But it will definitely be up first thing tomorrow. Mr. Lawrence Young, Coach L.Y., we appreciate you tonight. Your heart has just been absolutely amazing. Your information has been very simple. I love the philosophy of and just all the wisdom you provided tonight. So thank you for spending some time with us, for pouring into us.
Can I say, I just want to thank you for your leadership. And on behalf of my wife, Tamara, I just want to say we appreciate each and every one of you guys on the call. And it's a pleasure to serve. You know, I'm all about serving. You know, I have no ego whatsoever. I just want to help people win. So I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for your hard work and dedication. And we see you guys either at the top or from the top. Let's go.
I know that's right. We love you and Tamara. My husband and I are very grateful for the alignment. And we're looking forward to really, really making history together and seeing everybody over the top with this movement. Thanks again, Lawrence. We really appreciate you and Tamara for all that you guys are doing. I love you guys. Have a fantastic night. God bless you all.
Okay, appreciate you.